There he is, William Pike, first winner on the board today. He was the $1.28 favourite for the Jockey Challenge, and he gets Heavy Metal home. It was a little bit of a nervous watch for some punters at the $1.30, but she got the job done at start number 16. Race number 3 now from Kalgoorlie. It's the Hydramech Handicap over 1,300 metres. This is the open class 70-plus sprint on the program. Riley, how did you see this playing out? Because we do have another pretty short favourite, William Pike and Peter Fernie again.
It does look a race-to-race double for mine. Michael for the Wizard with Close at Hand, who's had the 2 runs here at Kalgoorlie, as we mentioned in our preamble prior to race number 1, and he's just been far too good for his opposition in these 70-plus events, and I do think that's going to continue today. This isn't exactly a harder or more difficult field than the fields that he has put away at his first couple of runs here up on the Goldfields, and he's just shown his versatility. He's won from off the speed, he's won from right over the speed, leading throughout last start as well. I just think with William Pike jumping on board today into a race of very similar depth to what he was able to win last start, I thought he looked very hard to beat once again. Michael struggled to poke any holes in the case for him, and I do think he'll be winning again for the 3rd time in a row here this afternoon.
As you prefaced, he led throughout last start, and he looks the only real speed in the race for mine. Who can put pressure on him from a speed map perspective?
Well, that's the interesting part of this race. I thought Galaxy Affair could kick up from barrier 1 and perhaps go forward. Zing to Win is a horse, if he begins, he could hold a position
hit and miss out of the barriers.
Speed, but he is, as you mentioned there, very hit and miss out of the barriers, and I just don't think he's racing at his best this campaign. He's certainly not showing the same electric turn of foot that we've seen from him up here on the Goldfields when he has been racing at his best. And one of the other key chances in this race, a last start winner in High Pressure, who won pretty impressively as well at this last meeting, he's very hit and miss out of the barriers as well. So he does look the only speed in the race. He should be able to find the front for mine here for the Wizard, and from there he's going to take a power of running down.
Well, the first horse is in the yard, and it is Galaxy Affair from the travelling Daniel and Ben Pearce yard, and Tash Faithful is aboard.
He's got a pretty good record here, returning to Kalgoorlie for the first time this campaign, Michael. He's been able to win 2 races here at this track, and he's coming out of stronger races than what he faces here this afternoon, at least Saturday racing in town. He was beaten 3 lengths, I should say, by Dracana in a 66 plus over 1,200 metres, then ran 6, beaten 3.5 Arcadia Nice, and the last time we saw him on a heavy 9 surface, he was beaten 8 lengths by Supernatural. He clearly didn't handle the very heavy conditions on that occasion. Gets back to a much firmer surface here at Kalgoorlie this afternoon. He's drawn soft in barrier 1. He's got tactical speed to be able to kick up and hold a position right on the back of the likely leader in running. I think if he brings his best, he can certainly give this a shake.
The 2 is Zing to Win, Peter Fernie, Braden Garth.
Just racing a little bit below his best this campaign, Zing to Win. He's been a terrific horse for connections, particularly here at Kalgoorlie with the record that he has got. 12 starts here at the track for 5 wins and 3 minors. He's just not showing the same turn of acceleration and that turn of foot late in his races that he has shown previously here up on the Goldfields. He's run 4th at each of his last 3 starts, and he hasn't really played a factor in the finish, despite not having been beaten big margins in any of those 3 runs. As we touched upon, Michael, he doesn't have the greatest of barrier manners. He can miss a kick from time to time. I could see him rolling forward today with a bit of intent if he was to get a clean getaway for Braden Garth from barrier 4. He has still been very competitive, but I'm just not sure we're seeing the best version of him at the moment.
Here's our favourite, the 3 in Close at Hand, who's $1.50 for Peter Fernie and William Pike.
And drawn in barrier 5, Michael, and has been far too good for his opposition at his 2 runs here at Kalgoorlie. He was able to sit off the speed first run here in 70-plus company. He looked incredibly well weighted on that occasion. Went around as a $1.50 favourite with the 54.5 kilos and really put pay to his opposition over the concluding stages at 1,400 metres, and was able to find the front throughout last start and never gave anything else a chance there. One more for Leo, ran home into second, and I thought he was the run of the meeting last meeting here at Kalgoorlie, so that form has certainly been franked as well, and he was a winner by 3 lengths on that occasion. Also, William Pike jumps on board this afternoon. We've touched upon this horse's versatility that he's got. I think if he holds his form and he rolls forward and finds doesn't have to lead, Michael, but if something does want to take him on, but he finds a strong position over the speed, if he is able to reproduce his recent runs, I just can't see how they beat him.
The 4 is High Pressure, the last start winner for Brett Drury and Kira Yule.
It was a nice win last start, and the key to this horse's winning chances again here today is whether he can leave the barriers cleanly. It was a really nice win in terms of being able to hold a position in running. Once he was able to extricate into the clear in the straight, he showed a terrific turn of foot to score, defeating Treasured Queen, who was very well fancied on that occasion. Was no match for the favourite here. The start prior to that was beaten 3.5 lengths by Close at Hand 2 starts ago, but was a touch unlucky on that occasion and didn't get clear galloping room in the straight. So you could mount a case that he should have finished a lot closer there to our current favourite in the market. But again, Michael, this horse really needs to step to give himself any chance.
The 5 is Laquetta's Gift, travelling from Steph Bakranich's Bullsbrook property for Troy Turner.
She's a nice mare. She savaged the line late last start. That was on the fibre sand at Bunbury. She ran second behind Santanova on that occasion. That was the race that T-Biscuit actually won, but had taken off him in the steward's room, given Holly Nottle unfortunately weighed in light, losing a little bit of gear over the concluding stages. And T-Biscuit franked that form and ran another super race in Saturday Company yesterday. So that could be the right form lines to be following. And there has been a bit of support for this mare in betting here today as well. I thought she was just okay here, fresh. That was in this grade over the 1100 metres. She was beaten 3 lengths by Treasured Queen on that occasion. She is a mare that does get off the speed. She doesn't have a great deal of tactical speed from the barriers. So despite the low draw, I'm expecting her to settle in the second half of this small field, but she's got a very nice turn of foot at her best.
The 6 is Got Lucky. The lugging bit comes off here for Pat Birmingham and Damien Boutte.
First up here this afternoon, hasn't been seen at the races for 288 days. Trials leading in, has had a couple at Belmont Park. They've only been fair, going to suggest that he'll need this run.
And the rider's just jumped off, adjusting the saddle at the moment. It looks okay. Hopefully that saddle can just be readjusted and Damien can jump back aboard. In the meantime, until we get an update, we'll move to the final horse here, horse 7, Scottish Laird. Loves the Goldfields. Ricky Brown, Keshel Duran.
Certainly does. Racing much better here at Kalgoorlie than he was at Esperance. His recent runs have been outstanding. He was a very strong winner in 58 plus company over this distance 2 starts ago. Then was a really good run. I didn't think he was going to be suited last start, stepping back to 1200 metres and stepping up in grade, but he still hit the line really well to be beaten a tick under a length at the finish behind High Pressure. In his favour today, gets back to 1300 metres, is likely to settle last in running from the barrier that he's drawn, but he's certainly going to be running on.
Before we have a quick look at the market, I'll grab Dan Pearce, who is travelling from Perth today. Dan, what time did the alarm go off this morning?
4 o'clock this morning.
How have the horses settled in?
Yeah, good. Travelled up good. He was a bit fresh. I took him for a walk just then. Galaxy Affair. He was bouncing and feeling good.
Well, he knows the place. He's won here before. What are your confidence levels like today?
He's going well. I mean, you'd be thinking that Willie's would be hard to beat, but yeah, look, our bloke's going good. He's travelled up well, and yeah, comes in good order.
Didn't appear to be much speed in the race outside of the favourite. Riley thought from barrier 1 your horse could hold position. Is that what you're hoping for as well?
Yeah, that was the thinking. Tush thought. So yeah, look, barring something going fast out of not what we expect, then I'd expect to find our bloke in front.
Manavendra and Decoration go around in the last race as well. Who's the best of your 3 today?
I think Decoration's probably the best. His work's been super. I think he'll appreciate getting back on top of the ground. He's 1 start, 1 win at the track and distance. So yeah, and he's in really good condition.
Best of luck today.
Thank you.
There is Dan Pearce, who saddles up 3 runners today in partnership with his brother Ben. Quick look at this market, and it is the favourite here in Close at Hand, who is into $1.40 from a peak of $1.80. Laquetta's Gift on the second line at $7. Galaxy Affair $9.50, and double figures the remainder. Riley, how did you order the 4?
Well, we were hoping for maybe a little bit of a wobble with this favourite, Michael, from the $1.70, and thought that there might be a slight chance we'd see some even money, but certainly not going to be the case with Close at Hand. 3, 4, 5 and 7 my numbers here, as he shortens even further into $1.40. But Close at Hand goes on top for me. He's been a dominant winner in this company at both runs here at Kalgoorlie. Very versatile horse. Even if something does want to take him on early doors, he's more than capable of taking a drop in behind them and still picking them up and rounding them up over the concluding stages. The Wizard Willie Pike jumps on board here today, and I'm thinking it's very likely that he'll be off the back of a race-to-race double once we do catch up post-race with the winning jockey. 3 close at hand on top for me. From the 4 in high pressure, really nice win last start. I think he's more than capable of going close in this, but he just needs to leave the barriers cleanly. That's the key to him running a very good race, and he was able to do that for the first time in a few runs last start. 5 in for third, Laquetta's Gift. Nice mare. Good form race last start on the fibre sand, and she's got a ripping turn of foot on her day. And the 7 in for fourth in Scottish Laird, who continues to race very well. Looks over the odds at 20 to 1. I thought the last start run was super, and getting back to 1,300 metres is going to suit him as well. 3, 4, 5 and 7 my numbers here, Michael, but do think this favourite, very short price favourite as well in close at hand, looks very hard to beat.
Peter Furney's trained the first 2 winners of the day so far. Can he make it 3 from 3? Here's Royce to find out in the 3rd.
Okay, runners behind the line here for the running of race number 3. It is a Hydramech handicap. We're going over the 1,300 metres. Close at hand at $1.40. We've had 2 short odds-on pops in this race and the previous. Heavy Metal getting there in the dying stages of the previous. Peter Furney, 2 from 2 on today's card. Of course, Lasting Legacies in the first with Tash Faithful aboard. And Heavy Metal in the second for William Pike and Peter Furney. So they've got the $1.40 favourite here with close at hand. Make that 150 now. Just slightly rolls outwards the price. Equal second line, Galaxy Affair and Laquetta's Gift at $8. High Pressure at 12 and upwards others. Now just a small delay here with the resaddling of Got Lucky. Damien Boutte, obviously not happy with something to do with the gear, so was just resaddled at the 1,600 metre mark there. Got Lucky, of course, 2 years ago, did the Leonora Leinster and Laverton Cup treble. Amassed about, it was the equivalent of winning a $100,000 race between the 3 of them, so got some really good stake money up there. Of course, owned by Julie Birmingham, trained by Paddy Birmingham. And the Frenchman, Damien Boutte, in the saddle today. But the market is all about number 3, close at hand. 145, William Pike. He's got some nice rides coming up. He partners close at hand here. Another Love in the 4th, which has been heavily supported, no doubt, because of that man. Brazen Empress in the 5th. In the 6th. He will partner Date with the Devil, and in the last, Feuding, who's favourite. So you'd imagine there's more success on the horizon here at the KBRC today for William Pike, who got 4 yesterday. Just listening to the on-course interview after the win of Heavy Metal in the previous, stating Sunday might have looked different if he knew he was going to kick home 4 winners at Belmont Park yesterday. Okay, runners starting to come forward now. Galaxy Affair will be one of the first, as Got Lucky is now behind the line. Laquetta's Gift walking up towards the machine, going over the 1,300 metres. Of course, the main quaddie legs today, races 4 through 7, so start putting your numbers together for the main quaddie big fields to see us out. As close at hand comes forward, William Pike, 59 kilos. It's been 5 weeks since we've seen close at hand, but by Jesus, it was a very, very good win over the 1,400 metres, which of course is the start for the Tab Touch Hannon's Handicap, which will take place on Thursday, October 2nd this year. As Got Lucky's about to come forward, which leaves 3 left to load. Scottish Laird coming up towards the line, finished 3rd in open class company last time out. So Scottish Laird locked away. Here's the last start winner in High Pressure. High Pressure got the better of Treasured Queen last start. Been a nice horse for connections, this fellow. $4,000 purchase, and he's put together $170,000 worth of stakes. As Zing to Win is about to come forward and complete the line. 145 will be the closing price here. Close at hand, your favourite Piker board. Stand by, we're set at the 1300. Ready to fly in the Hydramech. Red lights on. Good crowd on course. Gates fly back. They're off. Racing now. High Pressure missed the kick. Missed it by a good 3 lengths with early speed. Close at hand. Closer to the fence. Galaxy Affair pushing forward and making a line of 3 at Scottish Laird. They will follow to further 2 then to Laquetta's Gift. A length and a half to Zing to Win, and then a further 2.5 to Got Lucky, who just lost the cloth part of his cap. And at the tail, it's High Pressure. So we've got 8 lengths covering the field of 7, and it's Scottish Laird, the bottom weight, who drives to the lead. Shows out 3/4. Now close at hand is going to work forward to sit at the leader's girth. They will follow by Galaxy Affair. Laquetta's Gift, the outside, getting a perfect run in the race. Down on the inside, Zing to Win, well in touch. Further 2 then to High Pressure, who's made up ground after that sluggish start, and it's Got Lucky at the tail. So they start to compact with 450 metres to run, and it's Scottish Laird, who shows the way by a length. Close at hand. Down on the inside, Galaxy Affair, Laquetta's Gift extricated to the outside, then Zing to Win, High Pressure, and Got Lucky. They come into the straight now, and close at hand goes up on the outside of Scottish Laird. Here's Laquetta's Gift letting down in good style down the outside, then Zing to Win. It's close at hand, Laquetta's Gift joining at the outside. Laquetta's Gift close at hand, Laquetta's Gift getting the head in front. Close at hand responding, they go to the line. Laquetta's Gift. Laquetta's Gift has got up and denied the favourite. Close at hand. They were followed in by Zing to Win third. Then the inside Scottish Laird, Galaxy Affair, Got Lucky, and High Pressure was last to greet the judge. Well, there you have it. Laquetta's Gift has got up, joined close at hand, and in the run to the line has just been that little bit too strong for this short-priced favourite. And we saw a short-priced favourite win the previous. This time they'll be denied. 5 goes into the frame. Laquetta's Gift, Steph Bakranich and Troy Turner. Was a beautiful ride by Troy. He let the 3 in front of him sort the position out in terms of the on-turn speed. And whilst they sorted that out, this horse was just finding its stride and was given every possible chance. Popped off on the point of the turn and started to extend nicely. Close at hand, never got the chance to break away from the main division. And it will be Laquetta's Gift, your winner. By Sabu from Costa Laquetta, owned by the Belhus Racing Laquetta Syndicate. 5, your winner. From the 3, close at hand, Pete Fernie, William Pike, by Impending. From Miss Supersonic, owned by Andrew Ingles and Sam Brook. 2 gets Sir, that's Zing to Win. For Pete Fernie and Braden Garth, by Shooting to Win from Cold Fact, owned by the Lightning Bloodstock Syndicate, the Pierce Racing Syndicate, M Pink, Miss S Underwood, M Nitschke, C Petkovich, D Petkovich, the Lightning Bloodstock Syndicate, the Cold Fact Syndicate, Al Kerr, Zamps, Al Hawkins, Al Anderson, K Lally, A Janeway, Swamp Racing, D Terrell, B O'Sullivan, Mrs G McCormack, Al Martin, and Mrs J Anderson. 4th in was the 1 Galaxy Affair. Numbers 5, 3, 2, 1 as we head down into the yard after the win of Laquetta's Gift.
Thanks very much, Royce. We have 5 Laquetta's Gift, the winner here, but Steph Bakranich has sent this horse on the truck today, so she isn't here to be able to get a interview. But I thought that was a wonderful ride by Troy Turner from barrier 2. Looked to be in a little bit of a sticky position early, then he just popped off 1 out, 1 back. Gave this horse absolutely every chance, Riley, and was, in fairness, close at hand, probably had his chance. Laquetta's Gift was just stronger late.
Certainly did, Michael. I do think getting cover in the run might be crucial here this afternoon. We saw it with Lasting Legacies in race number 1. We've seen it once again with Laquetta's Gift, who was just able to get that really nice run following the favourite into the straight. Troy Turner was happy to make that early move, and ultimately it was the winning move to really pour the pressure on as they straightened for home, and she was just too tough for them over the concluding stages.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm of the understanding that this horse might be staying here in Kalgoorlie as well, so it might not be her last win. And the effort 10 days ago on the Bunbury Sand Fibre was very good because she was held up that day, but she launched late. She was only beaten about a neck in the end. Troy Turner will get a word from you, Riley, and he was aboard this mare not last start, but the start prior.
Hey, Will, Michael, and a good point you make there as well. Obviously, the winner of that race, or the first past the post in T-Biscuit, ran another cracking race in Saturday Company yesterday to make that form look even better. Troy, that was certainly the best of Laquetta's gift that we saw here this afternoon. You were happy to make that early move and pour the pressure onto the favourite, who gave you a nice track into the race in the straight, and it was a move that paid dividends.
Yeah, the horse has been looking for a bit further. 2 runs have been good this time in, and yeah, she's obviously raced here before and she goes well up the track, so yeah, she's well placed today.
I know she's not here on course, but Steph Bakranich, her team's absolutely airborne at the moment.
They are, you know, she turns them out in good order and she won't run them unless they're 100% right, and she gets the results.
I think the plan is that this horse is going to stay here at Cal, and I think that's her second win here at the track, Michael, so she clearly loves it here as well.
Yeah, that's right. Sometimes them where the tracks down there, it's not the best time of year for them, but up here is a nice track for us, so yeah, I'm not sure what the plans are.
Yeah, the conditions here today much nicer than they are in Perth. Troy, well done on the win.
Thank you.
There's Troy Turner. He's on the board in the third race here. The numbers are 5, Laquetta's Gift from 3, the $1.50 favourite close at hand. 2, Zing to Win ran third from 1, Galaxy Affair. 5, 3, 2 and 1. The quaddie is up next, race 4.